What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Oh my god, it's cold, y'all. Woo. Woo. But guys, we are outside. It is cold today. We are trying to get some of the suspension work done on the Mopar. You guys can see I already started without y'all, so I kind of threw in here the coilover and the A-arm just kind of sitting there more or less, you know what I mean? But we gotta bolt this together, and I want to kind of show you guys these Mopars are a lot different than the GM ones, man. So I got the brakes laid out here, Wilwood of course. Now we got our calipers, hardware, caliper brackets. We got that pre-assembled. You guys remember a few videos ago we assembled those. We finally got the correct hardware, torqued everything down, everything is greased. But let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. What you doing, girl? What you doing all up in here? Yeah, buddy. You know, it's cold out here. What you doing out here? But so check this out. These, see if I can open these up with one hand. These hardware from Mopar, we had to get new hardware because we didn't have any hardware for this particular setup. Or I should say even the stock stuff. So this is still Reilly Motorsports kit, obviously, from the suspension wise, but they don't offer, or they don't provide the hardware for the A-arms, so you gotta use your stock stuff. Now this is stock for a Mopar. Isn't that kind of crazy looking? Definitely crazy looking. This bolt with this odd washer, and then it's got this like notch in it as well that you need to use, obviously a nut, another washer, crush washer, and then this also washer on the back side. It's almost like a locking washer because of that that notch. And then we're gonna use spacers as well. So this will go through the inside of the engine bay. Let me show you guys. As a matter of fact, I kind of went ahead and did this one without you guys because I tried to get a head start, but just something like that. So this is on the engine bay, and that's the other side. So we actually still got to tighten these up. I haven't tightened them yet, but I just wanted to show you guys what it actually looks like before we put them on, just in case you guys were curious. And then it looks just something like that with these spacers also that Reilly Motorsports provides. You'll have these little spacers, almost like a shim spacer, to kind of make sure to take that gap up. I was a little worried. I was like, when I first put the A-arm up there, I'm like, there's a lot of play here. But yeah, make sure you use those, and then obviously your stock A-arm bolts, and we'll torque those down and everything. But it'll look kind of more or less like that. Don't look bad. That should work for us. But these are directional, so make sure you got the right one on the correct side. So let's get started. Let's get this other A-arm bolted in, and then we'll get the brakes bolted up, hopefully. God, it's hot. It's cold within this piece, cuz. Whew. Oh man, what up, y'all? Man, it's freaking freezing this morning, y'all. Well, I know I left you guys kind of hanging. It's been about a week now from the time we actually started working on these brake setup and the suspension for the Mopar, but I had to stop because I ran into a little snag, and I'll tell you guys about it just in case you guys are wondering, and this might help y'all out. But I went to put on this bottom bolt down here. Now I stopped because I went to thread it in, and it just would not like threading correctly, and I just was very weary, and the last thing I wanted to do is mess up the bolt, mess up the threads, and it was just not threading in like smoothly like the top one did. So I actually called up Reilly Motorsports, Bill over there, and he finally got back to me. I wouldn't say finally, I kind of called him in between the holidays and stuff like that, and then obviously kind of just stopped working on it for a little bit because of the holidays, and took a break from that, hang out with the family. Long story short, he called me back, and I finally asked him the question. He finally got back to me, and he goes, no, it probably just a little bit of powder coat in there. the bolt should be correct, the spindle is correct. So sure enough, that's what it was. So all I did was tap it, re-tap it with the tap. Where's my tap? Down here somewhere. I believe it's a 7/16 if you guys are curious. 7/16 by 14. So all I did is re-tap that hole and got all that gunk out of there, and sure enough, went right in nice and smooth. Went ahead and did the other side as well. But that's kind of why I stopped. But that gives us the opportunity to get this sucker going. A little Flaming River. This is the rack and pinion, I should say. Let's open this thing up. This is also from Reilly Motorsports. This is what they use in this kit. It's a really good piece, obviously from Flaming River, but they spec this out to work with their setup. So let's go ahead and throw this thing on real quick. We might as well, before we throw on the rotors, and we don't have access to the back of this thing. So I figured we just throw this on and see what we're working with. Man, but it is freaking freezing out here, you guys. I'm cold. I'm freezing my butt off. But let's throw this sucker in. Clean, yes sir. This thing is a thing of beauty, y'all. This thing looks good. I like this rack and pinion. Might have to do something like that to the Chevelle, you know. Looks good, you guys. We just got to put those end links on, but trying to get those wheels straightened up a little bit, just so that way we have at least as straight as possible without an alignment, you know. But Flaming River in. We'll go ahead and throw these links on real quick, and we got to get that anti-seize, you already know. So we'll be out here looking like the Tin Man. Let's do it. Yes sir, yes sir. Looks good, looking good. Got that all in there. We do got to go back, and then they come with AN fittings, believe it or not. It's pretty slick. I really like that. So we're gonna put some AN fittings here in a little bit, but I think I'm gonna put those rotors on real quick, slap those brakes on, and see what it looks like. Now, we do remember, when you guys do Wilwood, you got to shim them. Make sure you guys shim them here, back and forth between that pad. Make sure that pad is nice and center. It's nice and snug on there. But rack and pinion is in, y'all. It actually is starting to look like a little bit of a car. What y'all think? I like it. We're not gonna do the it comes with the rack components as far as the linkage goes here. We're not going to do that, obviously, because we do not have our steering column, so we're not going to worry about that for now. We got to get the column and everything else, put that in along with the dash. So let's see if we can throw these Raiders on real quick. Well, y'all, caliper is on. Now what I was doing is shimming it. It comes with plenty of washers, so you guys can shim these calipers in and out. So what you want to do is you want to be able to have these pads as even as possible, so that way you get the same amount of pressure on both sides, so there's not a gap on one side versus the other. Now, if sometimes there will be just a slight, maybe a 1/16 of an inch difference, but there's not much you can do about it. But you want to get it as tight as you can, so that way it's even on both sides as much as possible. But that's what I was doing. So now I can go back and put some Loctite on these bolts now that I have my proper shimming done. But it looks good, you guys. I like it. Suspension is coming along. Now, if there was somehow I can get you guys to come over and finish this one. Yes, sir. Look at that. Looks good, y'all. Good work, you guys. You guys do good work. You guys are fast. Faster than me, at least. But suspension looks good. It's starting to look like a car. You guys already know. But next up, guys, I really hope to try to get that motor mocked in here. But we are waiting actually on a oil pickup tube for the oil pan, because we finally got the right oil pan, but the pickup tube was on back order, long story short. And then we'll probably put a coat of paint on that engine as well. Paul wants this thing murdered out, black on black, so we're gonna clean it up, primer it up, and then paint it. So stay tuned for that. Not only that, we also got that Chevelle we're working on as well, you guys. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you guys are not already subscribed, subscribe now. Cool? All right, good. And hit a thumbs up though. Hit your boy up with the thumbs up. It really helps the channel and it'll help us grow. But you guys, is my hair messed up? Is it cool? I don't know. But you guys already know. Stay wrenching.